So what's that phrase that people like to use? Desperate times calls for desperate measures. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. So this is all the gear I need to bring to the expo this weekend. And the Jeep is currently giving me some issues. Just some minor cooling issues. I replaced the thermostat, replaced the sensor, ran all new coolant in there, made sure to burp the whole system, no air pockets or anything like that, and it's working okay. I just want to run it around town a while before I take it on a 5-6 hour drive out of here, and then something else happens along the way. So we're gonna take the 4Runner to the expo instead. But therein lies the problem, right? Because at the expo, we're pretty much going to be stationary. We're not going to be running the vehicle. It's going to be parked in the same spot for 3 days. And the 4Runner doesn't have a dual battery setup that can keep the fridge and other things we need running. So I'm going to have to bring a power bank. But you see that right there? That was just sent to me like a couple days ago. And it's pretty massive. I may have just pulled a muscle. This is the Bluetti AC300 and the Bluetti B300K battery expansion pack. Now obviously this is overkill for my 5th gen 4Runner that's going camping for 3 days. In fact, this is overkill just for any kind of setup, unless you are using this like in an RV or a mobile home or maybe even a trailer, then this might do you well. But for us regular overlanding, kind of just going camping for the weekend and hitting the trails, this is a bit much. Where I would categorize this particular power bank is sort of in between the regular power banks that we bring when we off-road and we go overland and camping, to like your home setup where you're getting like battery banks permanently installed in your home and they can cost like thousands and thousands of dollars. This kind of falls in between there where you can kind of use it for either or. In fact, Bluetti sent me this thing. This is the panel that I would have to have professionally installed in my home. This is definitely not something that I would tackle myself. I am going to be returning this though, just because as of right now, I don't plan to install this in my home just yet. And don't get me wrong, I would love to have this permanently installed in our home. In fact, that's why I wanted a large capacity power bank like this to begin with, so that I can run things like my fridge and other higher amperage appliances. But having this permanently installed right now, number one, costs way too much money to get an electrician to come here and set it all up. And number two, we live in an area where the storm surge risk is so high that anytime there's like a tropical storm or higher, we have to evacuate. We just live way too close to the ocean. So what's the point of having this permanently installed in our home when we're not even there anyway when the storm comes and the power goes out? However, this past year alone, we've had certain situations where we had a storm knock out the power. We even had a snow day. I think you guys saw the video for that, and that knocked out the power for a couple hours. And in those situations where we're not needing to evacuate because it wasn't that extreme, but the power did go out, then having something that's like beefy like this in our home to run all of those things would just be really helpful and clutch. And it should. I mean, you're talking about a power bank that produces up to 3,000 watts of power with 2,764.8 watt hours. And if you don't already know the difference between watts and watt hours after all of the reviews I've done on power banks, well, go look it up, because I don't really want to have to explain it again. But to put it into perspective, if you were powering something up that took up 100 watts of power every hour continuously, which would probably never happen, you could power up that device for about 27.648 hours, if that makes sense. The fridges in our vehicle, for example, those take up about 40 to 55 watts, but that's not 40 to 55 watts continuously every hour. It'll just kick on for maybe 5 or 10 minutes to get your fridge to temperature, and then the fridge shuts off and it's not drawing power from your power bank anymore. You're gonna see 0 watts. But every now and then the fridge will kick back on and it's drawing that 40 to 55 watts again for maybe 5 or 10 minutes again, depending on what temperature your fridge is currently at and how much power it needs to get it to the temperature that you set it to. So with a power bank this size, I'm expecting this to run my fridge for no less than 4 days. But obviously we're also gonna be using this to charge up other devices. But definitely not something I'm bringing overlanding camping. It's just too much. Like first off, this thing is massive. I mean, look how big this thing is. This will take up my entire cargo area. Number two, this thing is incredibly heavy. I mean, heavy. This right here, the B300K, this is 80 pounds by itself. And then the AC300 on top, this is about 43 pounds. So together, that's 120 pounds of cargo, which is something we just don't need to have in the vehicle. But I am taking it this weekend just because I'm curious to see how far I can stretch this, and there are a ton of things that I need to power up in these next couple of days. The vehicle is not going to be moving, it's going to be stationary at the expo, and I have to run things like my fridge, I have to run things like my laptop because I have some work and editing to do this weekend. I also have to recharge devices and all the other camp stuff. Also, we have like a electrical cooking set from Stoke Voltaics that we're going to be trying out, and that's going to require some power as well. But after this trip, this is not coming out with me again. This is our home base power station. With this being a modular system, the AC300 has no batteries in it at all. Like, I can press the power button all day and nothing's going to happen. So I can't just take this top part and start charging up some devices. This is just your control unit. This is where all the ports are. This is how you charge this back up. All the inverters and all the electronics are built into this. But you have to power this up, and the way you do that is by plugging it into the B300K battery expansion pack. And you can get up to 4 of these. So if you really want to grow the system, you attach all of these batteries to this thing to give you the capacity that you want. This humongous cable here, that's what connects the AC300 to the B300K. You take one end of this and plug it into one of the ports on the AC300, and then you take the other end and plug it into the port of the B300K. On each end of the cable, there's a lever that you have to push to lock. That's a safety feature, and if you don't lock it, this thing won't turn on. Then once that's done, just press the power button on the B300K, and then you can turn on the one at the top. So starting with the B300K, there's really not much here at all. You have your power button and you have your battery indicator, and right now it's showing right around 80%. And then you have a USB-A at 12 watts, so technically you can use this by itself, but what the heck are you gonna just plug into a 12 volt USB-A? I mean, you can use it for that, but I mean, that's the only port you're gonna get here. Now on the AC300, starting on the upper left, you have your DC outputs. One of them is a 12 volt 30 amp, and it has a 2-pin type of connector. And then on the other end is your 24 volt 10 amp, and this is that cigarette port type of thing. And then on the other side, you have your DC output for USBs. You have a USB-C at 100 watts, and then you have a USB-A 18 watts, and you get 2 of those. And then you also have a USB-A 5 volt 3 amp, and you get 2 of those as well. And then below that, you have your AC output. You get 6 20 amp max AC ports. You'll notice you're getting more AC ports than you are USBs, because this is really not meant for you to charge up like your small devices. I mean, you can, I mean, that's what that's for, but the main purpose of this is to basically run some of the appliances that you're going to need when the power goes out, which is why they give you 6 of these AC ports. And then you also get a 30 amp max RV type port as well, and you can put your refrigerator on that or whatever you need. You do get a bonus up here. I can't really show you because this thing is too heavy to tip over, but you do get wireless charging, 15 watts each. You get 2 of them. I've talked about it before. I've wanted that, that basically that wireless charging. I could just set my phone down and it starts charging. Now the interface on this is much different than what I'm used to seeing with Bluetti stuff. Everything here is touchscreen, so it's not just like pressing a button here and there. So if you want to turn the AC on, then you would press the AC button there, and then you could turn it on and off. And then DC, same thing. And then you also have your PV, which is your solar, and then you have your grid. So you're seeing here exactly how much is coming in and coming out. And right now the power bank below is at 71%. And when you click that, you'll see that it detects which batteries are at what right now. You can plug up to 4, like I mentioned before, and it'll detect all of them. You can go to settings, and there's some things you can put on here as well. First off, language setting, you have English, AC output voltage, I put 120 volts, AC output frequency, 60 hertz. I'm basically just gonna leave this as it is because it came from the factory that way, but you can definitely tweak it and do whatever it is you need to do. You could go to next, and then you could turn eco on and off if you want this to like basically just run off of eco power. You have machine type. This one says single phase, working mode, standard UPS, silent mode, on or off, and then max grid input current, 15 amps. You can go to next, and then there's PV parallel enable. You have Bluetooth on or off, Bluetooth state disconnect, Wi-Fi on or off, Wi-Fi state disconnect. Then after that, you have buzzer setting, touch sound, backlight brightness, date setting, time setting, and after that you have sleep time, never, and restore factory settings, USA. You also have a button here that says data, and then that'll give you all the product info, inverter and charger info, battery information, alarm history, and then you also have an alarm here if you want to set up an alarm for that as well. Now to charge this thing back up again, there are a couple of input ports on the side here. The one in the middle is your DC, so if you wanted to plug this into a 12-volt socket in your vehicle, you can do that, but honestly, you're probably never going to get this to 100% doing it that way. There's just not enough power in that 12 volt. The other option with that DC port, you can also plug in solar. So if you have a bunch of solar panels that are like what, 200, 300, 400 watt type solar panels, then you can do that to charge this back up that way. But obviously the best way is to use the AC port at the top. Just plug this up into a home outlet at home, and because this has rapid charging, you'll be able to get it from 0 to 100% in about an hour. And of course, they provide you all the cables in this really nice looking bag, actually. But what I was really impressed by was the AC cable. If you look at the AC cable, a lot of the other Bluetti power banks would have this like humongous block, and it would just be really cumbersome to bring it around. But if you look at this cable, there is no block because all of the electronics that would normally be in that block is already built into this unit. So your cable is really simple and easy to carry around. So what makes this power bank different than any other power bank you're going to get is the fact that it's modular. Like if you're into building out like a home power grid system, this is going to be like right up your alley. You can go in there and tweak the settings. You can buy other battery expansion packs and really build out a kit. You even get instructions on how to build a partial home backup system with the AC300 and B300K. There's diagrams in here on how to set it up in your home with that kind of panel. I admittedly don't know well enough yet to talk intelligently about how to do that. I've never had to do it before, but that's kind of why I agreed to work with Bluetti on this one, because in future videos, you'll see me kind of building this out. But that's also kind of why I wanted to take this out this weekend as well, as much of an overkill as it is, because I really want to test it out using real stuff and not just testing things in the garage. I want to use this for the next couple of days to run our fridges, run some camp stuff. So stay tuned for that video. That's going to come out the week after this video comes out, and then that'll give you a little bit more kind of insight on how this thing is performing. But for now, in this video, I just want to give you the lowdown, what is involved in this, what's in this. Besides, I'm packing up now for this expo, and yeah, I'm ready to get this thing into the vehicle, head out first thing in the morning. So make sure you just stick around for the next video so you can see how this thing is performing out there. But for now, I'm going to try not to break my back putting this in the trunk of the 4Runner. That's going to be heavy. People at the expo are going to wonder, why the hell did I bring something like this? I can probably use this to power up the whole expo, to be honest. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned for that video because we're going to be testing this out in real life. Oh my god. That's the entire trunk. Oh my god.